Hi guys, welcome to Sippin' Murder, where I discuss everything true crime. Tonight is part of my historical series where I talk about cases and crimes that were significant at the time and remain notorious to this day. This one is about Gilles de Rais, who was a significant figure in early history. You know the drill, so grab your drink and let's go. He once rode beside Joan of Arc, a hero draped in glory, but behind the grand chateau walls there was something unholy occurring. Children vanished, whispers grew louder, and doors stayed locked after dusk. How did France's once proud marshal become the monster the parents spoke of in fear? Rais was born into wealth and nobility in the rolling lands of Anjou and Brittany. His family name carried weight and his estate stretched far, and gold filled his halls. From the beginning, his life seemed destined for greatness. He was clever, charming, and fearless. When war came, he found his purpose. At just 16, he was already commanding troops, earning respect from men twice his age. Then came Joan of Arc. Side by side, they rode into battle for France. Together, they lifted the siege of Orleans, turning despair into hope. De Rais became a national hero, celebrated for his courage and devotion. King Charles VII rewarded him with the title of Marshal of France. His rise was dazzling and his reputation was spotless. But behind the parades and praise, a different hunger was growing. De Rais built grand castles, filled them with tapestries, gold, strange guests who whispered of alchemy and forbidden knowledge. Night after night, fires burned in his chambers as they mixed powders and murmured prayers to unseen forces. Then people began to whisper. Children from nearby villages disappeared after visiting the castle. Servants spoke of locked rooms and odd stains scrubbed from the floors at dawn. The air around his estate grew heavy with fear. What had started as a hunger for wealth and wonder was turning into something else entirely. Inside those heavy stone walls, innocent met horror. Witnesses described how de Rais watched as the children were tortured and how he seemed both fascinated and detached. He prayed, laughed, then wept over their lifeless bodies as if possessed by something beyond human reason. The acts were unspeakable, the numbers uncertain, dozens, perhaps hundreds. When his servants finally confessed, the details spilled out like poison. They told of hidden rooms, buried remains, and rituals meant to summon demons or please unseen powers. France had never heard of anything like this. A nobleman, once hailed as a hero, accused of crimes too terrible to name. By the time the court read the charges, the legend of de Rais had already turned into a nightmare whispered across the land. For years, the disappearances had been brushed aside. A child lost here, another gone there. People whispered, but no one dared accuse a man of de Rais' rank. Then a desperate father spoke out. Others followed, voices trembling but determined. Their stories were the same. Their sons had last been seen near the castle. In 1440, the decision was made. A raid was launched on his estate, and soldiers stormed the grand halls, searching every chamber. What they found chilled even the hardest hearts. Hidden rooms, burned remains, strange objects meant for rituals. De Rais, the Marshal of France, was taken into custody. At last, he confessed. His words, recorded by the court, spoke of temptation, evil spirits, and acts of too vile to repeat. Some said his voice broke, others swore he wept. The sentence came quickly: death by hanging and burning. France had lost a hero and gained a ghost story that would never leave. After his death, people were left with one haunting question: why? Some said madness had claimed him, others believed greed and ego drove him to seek forbidden power, hoping demons would turn lead into gold. The church painted him as a man consumed by the devil, a warning to all who strayed too far from God. His crimes were seen as proof that sin, once invited, could devour your soul. The truth may never be known. He began as a hero, shining beside Joan of Arc, and ended as France's darkest legend. His story still unsettles centuries later. So guys, thanks for watching my video on one of European history's most documented violent criminals. If you like anything with true crime and a dash of history thrown in a bit, then please like, subscribe and follow my channel Sip and Murder, and I'll see you next time.